What's going on, everybody? It's Professor Gnome, and today we're going to be continuing our Halloween theme, this time looking at Lycanroc. Going for a kind of scary werewolf vibe for this one. We did Cofagrigus in the last video, so, we're just having some fun with it. One of the things that this card does, and what makes it so much fun, is its Scary Fangs attack, where it does 140 damage, but then when your opponent attacks you back, then you actually do 100 damage to them. So it's really like doing 240, but we can make this even stronger, and we can do this by utilizing the Deluxe Bomb A-Spec card, where if your opponent attacks you and you're damaged by the attack, then you do 12 damage counters, which is 120 damage. So altogether, we're doing 340 damage altogether between our attack, and then when they attack us back, we're doing an additional 220 damage. So we're hitting for a ton of damage on the, on the clap back, but also when we attack into something. And right now with Terrapagos being so like common, or Terrapagos, or however you're supposed to say it, it's actually nice because we hit it for weakness. So like we're KOing it when we attack, and then when it attacks back into us, if we have the Deluxe Bomb, we're KOing it again. So our matchup is actually really, really strong, and we actually can do a lot against a lot of other decks that play low HP basics or are just playing like stage 1 style decks. So one of the other things that we run is Cornerstone Ogerpon EX, mostly because we're playing a fighting type deck, and so we're already going to be playing everything we need in order to operate with it, so we may as well have it. It just kind of wins matchups flat out. Our draw engine of choice is going to be Bibarel, and we're also running one Squawkabilly just for a little bit more consistency. One of the plays that we can also do with this is just try to live multiple hits. So we can go with Lake Acuity, which allows us to take 20 less damage, and we can combo that with something like the Rocky Chestplate or Rock Chestplate, whatever, and we take 30 less damage. So we'll be taking 50 less damage overall. We're already 260 HP, so if we're taking 50 less damage, then a lot of times it's going to take more than one hit to KO us. And if that's the case, we're pretty much guaranteed to win that one-on-one matchup, where if we attack into something, it attacks into us. We are guaranteed to KO it on the second attack. The next thing that has to come in attacks into us, that preps us, so that way when we come back in, and we kind of loop that cycle where we're always going to be ahead as long as we're the person to get the first attack off. One of the ways that we're also going to utilize this is that we're going to use Roseanne's backup, or Roseanne's backup. And so one of the things that we can do is after our Deluxe Bomb is popped, we can play Roseanne's backup and pick it back up, put it back into our deck, and then recycle it again by finding it with either, just drawing it or searching it out with an Arven later on and things like that, just so that way we have access to it multiple times in a row. Also, because we're playing a fighting deck, we're allowed to use Grant, which, if you don't know, what it does is that it makes your fighting type Pokemon do 30 more damage. And what we can do is we can discard 2 cards to add it from our discard pile back to our hand, which makes it really powerful, especially in this matchup, because we're only hitting for 140 damage. So sometimes we may be a little bit short, but with the extra 30, we're hitting for 170, so then doing 270 is a nice little cap to get us past like that 260 threshold. We're a little bit under the 280 mark, but we can shore that up with a couple other options as well. But yeah, that's going to be the list, guys. Be sure to let me know what you think of the list. It's fun. Is it the most competitive deck in the world? Absolutely not, but it is a lot of fun and can catch people off guard, and especially right now, like I said, with how many people are playing the Terrapagos or Terrapagos or whatever, it's got a pretty good matchup overall. But yeah, that's about it for the list. Be sure to let me know what you think of the list and any changes that you'd make to it. Be sure to let me know down in the comment section below. If you want to try the list out for yourself, it's in the description. And I want to give a special shout out to the channel members. Thank you guys so much for that additional level of support. It does mean a lot, and I really appreciate it. On top of that, I have a couple different announcements to make before we get into game 1. So if you're not interested in any of them, jump to game 1. But if you are, the first one is that we hit the 1 year. At the time of recording this on the 24th, the 1 year channel anniversary is today. So what I want to do is a special giveaway for 100 TCG Live codes of your choice of the new set I think it's why can't I'm blanking on the new set name, but it comes out on November 8th. So 100 codes of that'll be sent to you via like email or Discord or whatever. All you have to do to enter is just go into the comment section and just write what you're like. Okay, I want to be a little creative with this one. It's not super crazy, but what I want it to be, like, just go down in the comments and write a Pokemon that doesn't have an EX card that you wish did. So, like, my answer is going to be Gliscor. I would love Gliscor to have a really cool EX card. It's like a deck or a Pokemon that I wish I could build a deck around, but there's, like, not a good Gliscor card, and I just wish it had a really cool EX. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Just a card that you wish had an EX form that doesn't currently have one in the game. And yeah, that's just about it. And just put that down in the comments. I will go ahead and pick somebody at random at the time of the drawing, which will be, I guess we'll just make it November 1st, so everybody has, you know, like a week and a half for that. The last point I want to address is just on the 30th, which is 6 days from now, Pokemon TCG Pocket comes out, or Pocket TCG, or however you're supposed to say it. And so I just kind of want to get feedback on that, if that's something you guys are interested in or curious about and want to see content on that. I haven't started playing it yet. I haven't used like a VPN or anything like that. So I'm curious to see what your guys' thoughts are on it. I thought it'd be fun to give like my first impressions, like true first impressions, like from like just getting into the game and trying it out and stuff like that. I thought that'd be fun and like covering the game on the channel, but I'm curious to see like what your reception to that is and what the general community feel is for the game. But yeah, I think that's just about it. If I think of anything else that I'm forgetting, I will talk about it in game 1. But let's quit stalling and get into game number 1, and I'll see you guys there. Thanks for watching. Peace. Alright, we're into game number 1, and we're going to be going first. We open Rockruff and Bibarel. We have some supporters for the following turn, which is good. Obviously, our direct turn 1 is a little weak, but it is what it is. We don't really mind all that much for right now. We'll see what we're up against in a moment. So I think what we'll probably do here is we'll go double turbo down, pass, unless we get into something like much better. We do get Buddy Poffin, which means we can go for a Rockruff as well as a Skwovet. And like I said, I think we just go double turbo down, pass. On our next turn, we can go for the fighting energy. We can go Arven, grab ourselves in Ultra Ball. Go right into our Lycanroc and kind of go from there. Actually, something that's pretty nice is if we have the Deluxe Bomb attached, we'll guaranteed KO whatever they bring in. On top of, like, if they attack into us and we have our Scary Fangs activated as well as Deluxe Bomb on, we will just, like, KO them instantly. Which is pretty nice. And we'll make the one prize back and forth trade a little bit easier. Yeah, even with the booster capsule, it won't matter. Okay, so we get the Ultra Ball like immediately, so what we can actually do here is go Arven. We'll grab the chest plate and another Ultra Ball. actually. Yeah. Yeah, I think this is the play to make. So what we can do is go Grant. We'll Earth and Vessel to get rid of Grant. Grab ourselves 2 energies. Ultra Ball, get rid of 1 energy and the Iono. Grab ourselves the Lycanroc EX. Place the Lycanroc down. Throw down the Deluxe Bomb. And go Scary Fangs. Unfortunately, we have the double turbo enabled, so we miss out on the KO on this, but I mean, if we didn't have double turbo, then we wouldn't have gotten any damage, so can't really be upset there. There's an argument to be made that I should have discarded both energies and kept the Iono in hand. That actually would have been a smarter play for me to do. I was gonna say, if they attack here, they're gonna get nothing off. They're just gonna KO themselves and pretty much do no damage. But, I mean, that's the choice they make. So, Scary Fangs goes off for 100. Our bomb goes off for another 120, knocking out the Roaring Moon, letting us take 1 prize. We get ourselves another fighting energy, so we really should have gone with the Iono. We get another Rockruff. We can go ahead and play that down. We'll throw 1 energy down onto the Rockruff for now, and we'll Nest Dash. Wow, where we get a Bibarel. Couldn't have asked for anything better. We Incisors. And from here, we don't really need to do anything else. So we can just go ahead and Scary Fangs. Rack up a little bit more damage. They go Counter Catcher, that's fine with us. We have the switch already available. Sweet. So they didn't even get like that much going for themselves either, which is pretty good for us, obviously. We'll go switch, bring that back in, and then from here we don't really need anything else, so we can just go Nest Dash. We don't want to play anything else at the moment. We'll go Pickaxe. That does get us a boss's orders for later. We'll go Arven. Grab ourselves a chest plate. And I guess we'll grab another pickaxe just to help go through our deck. We'll throw the chest plate down onto the active for now. It doesn't really matter. We get an energy that we can go onto the Rockruff, have that fully powered. We can go ahead and knock out the Great Tusk here, taking another prize. Everything on their bench is in range that we will just KO it with a single attack. And we also have the Ultra Ball in order to get ourselves a new Lycanroc if they are able to knock out this one. But it seems like they don't have anything in their hand, so that's going to be game number 1. Kind of an easy, weird one. They definitely bricked a little bit, but also definitely should not have attacked with the Roaring Moon there. I think that was detrimental to them, to be honest, because it really put them in an awkward position. Obviously, we also could have played better where we should have discarded the fighting energies in order to grab the Iono, or like to still have Iono in hand and things like that, but it worked out for us anyway, so, you know, sometimes gambling goes really well. But yeah, that's game number 1, and we'll jump into game number 2 in a second. Alright, we're into game number 2, and we're going to be going first. We get ourselves a Rockruff and a Skwovet. We do have an Ultra Ball. We can go Squawkabilly here, potentially. We see Dusk, so we'll go Nest Ball for a Squawkabilly. Okay. We'll go one more Rockruff. Ultra Ball here, this and this, to grab a Bidoof. Get that set up, and then unfortunately we're going to lose out on our switch, but not much we can do about it. We kind of have to make the plays in front of us. From here, let's see. Okay. We'll go energy onto the active and pass our turn for now. Depending on what deck it is, because Duskull doesn't really tell us too much, this Nest Ball will kind of reveal what else we're up against. We're probably up against like Palkia. Yep. And so with that, like Cornerstone actually could come up this game. But what's also nice is we have Lake Acuity, which does help them, but it also helps us because it'll allow us to bump the stadium. And that kind of like works out in our favor. So there's the Night Stretcher. Gonna place an energy onto the Palkia. And Squawk. We'll restart and then Squawk. Ourselves another Duskull. Gonna get rid of one rare candy. We know Greninja's in hand. They get themselves another trekking shoe. They get rid of the Greninja for 2 more energies. So Palkia will be powered up when they go into the Palkia V-Star. Night Stretcher for Greninja. Man, another trekking shoe. This is crazy. The benefit for us right now is that they don't have a Terra or any way to like get into one. So we'll throw this down. We'll throw the Rocky Chest Plate onto this, and then we go Iono. Reset their hand. Unfortunately, we didn't get what we were looking for. Throw that down onto that. And then I'm actually going to throw the bomb onto the Rockruff. And the main reason for this is if they do bring in Palkia early and attack into the Rockruff, knock it out, I want to get some damage off that helps put me in a better position. Because right now our hand is really bad, and we need to get into Bibarel or like a Lycanroc or something. like, we're getting to the point where I'm probably going to, on the next turn, if my Rockruff is still there, I'm going to end up having to retreat the Rockruff out and bring in the Cornerstone and try to, like, stall out that way. As of right now, we're fine. But if they switch, or if they go like Dusclops, then we're not. Because Palkia only applies the energy to water Pokemon. So they can't apply the energy to the Duskull. They picked up Greninja. I feel like they're wasting the rescue stretchers. We go Iono. That's fine with us. We desperately need other cards, and we'll take what we got. Still no switch for them, which is good enough for us. They do have an Ultra Ball, so they're probably just going to go Dusclops to place it onto the active. Use that just to get some damage off, but it allows them to bring in Palkia. Oh, they go Dusknoir. So rare candy Dusknoir to the active. Curse Blast probably onto the Rockruff. Oh, they put it onto the active. Okay, I disagree with that play. It does get by the Cursed Bomb or the Deluxe Bomb, but the issue with that is, like, you could have gone, popped the Rockruff in the back, brought Palkia in, knocked that out. You're up 2 prizes, and there's no way to get into, like, the active attacker for my deck. Which is obviously something that, like, I need to have happen. Energy onto Palkia. Star Portals the energy onto the Greninja. Or the Froakie, rather. Restart for 1. Pass. I can stall a Cornerstone. We do get access to a boss's orders, which is really nice. And we get a double colorless. So what I'm actually going to do here is drop the double colorless. Drop that. Go ahead and Ultra Ball. Get rid of this and this. Grab myself the Bibarel. Go Bibarel. I'll drop the Rockruff here, so that way I can incisors, because we're really just looking for 1 fighting energy, which we were able to find. We can drop the chest plate here, and then we can go Arven for the pickaxe. Yeah, we'll go for the pickaxe. See if we can get the energy hit. We don't, but that's fine. Because the main thing that we wanted... Go Pokestop here. Oh, that sucks so hard. The main thing that we wanted is we can pass here, and as long as they don't get into Greninja EX on this turn, we can place the energy down onto our Cornerstone, boss up the Froakie, and knock that out. And be in a pretty good position. Unfortunately, there's the rare... Oh, it's rare candy for Dusknoir. Okay, that makes me a little bit safer. They can double Dusknoir the Cornerstone. But I don't think they'll do that. What they also could do is go Dusknoir here. this puts them in range of Counter Catcher. They use Counter Catcher to pull up something like the Squawkabilly, take a knockout there. Yeah, there's the Counter Catcher, pull up the Squawkabilly. Another energy onto the Froakie. They go restart. How many rare candies did they use? So, we'll see. Because for right now, we can still do the boss's orders play and knock this out. It's not, like, optimal, but it's the play we're going to make. Boss, pull this up. Because we can potentially have them stuck. From here, we don't really need anything else in our hand. It doesn't really do us any good at the moment. So, we'll reset our hand. We can go incisors here. We'll have access to Roseanne's on the following turn, because realistically our Cornerstone is probably going to get KO'd. Because they're just going to go Dusclops, or like they're just going to drop Dusknoir. We would assume. I mean, 2 are already in the discard pile, and they've used 1, 2, 3, 4 Stretcher. So maybe not. And then we'll go double colorless onto the Lycanroc. And if they knock it out with Dusknoir, we can go Roseanne's back up, put it back into the deck, and then look for the out. Ultra Ball doesn't really help them. They're still at 3 prizes, so they have to find a way to get past this and then knock something else out. And they may not be playing Super Rod because of how many... Yeah, like I said, they may just not be playing Super Rod because of how many... like, stretchers they play. So, they're not going to be able to KO us here, but it does mean that we're stuck. So we have to reshuffle and look for a... It does mean that we have to shuffle and look for a double colorless to retreat. But after the Curse Blast, they may be able to knock us out. Is doing 60, 80, 100, 120, 140, 160, 180. Yeah. No. 150, I was a little bit off. Okay, I mean, that's fine. The main thing right now is that we just look for a double colorless. So we're going to Iono. We'll place this down, go ahead and incisors. We can bump the acuity. Go ahead and concealed cards. Unfortunately, we didn't find it. We'll go Nest Dash here, because we really want to be able to find this to retreat. Unfortunately, we didn't hit it, which is really, really upsetting. Because had we been able to hit it, we just bring this in, and then they're completely stuck with no options. With this available, if they can either find another boss or something like that, we will lose. Fortunately for us, like, counter catchers out of the game because they're at 1 prize left. It doesn't really matter that we have an energy. We'll just throw it onto the Rockruff. or the Lycanroc rather, will Nest Dash here. Just an Earthen Vessel, doesn't really matter. I don't think there's anything we can do to, like, really help us in this situation. I think we just go Grant to fix our damage. We'll get rid of this, and we'll get rid of the Ultra Ball. Bring Grant back to hand, play that down. Make it so we do have a guaranteed 2-hit KO if they don't have an out on this turn. They may not. Heavy Ball doesn't matter. Wait, yeah, no, Ursaluna doesn't get past this either. Yeah, I don't think they do. Here to... That doesn't matter. I mean, the only thing that affects us here is the fact that we don't KO it back right now. Because, like, we don't get to hit it for weakness either. Unless we find our double turbo, we retreat and go Lycanroc. Unless they can power up Mew quick enough. But nothing they have, like I said, they'd have to power up Mew, but they wouldn't be able to do that fast enough. They're just out of options and can't get past Cornerstone, I'm pretty sure. Which is why if you're playing a fighting deck, you may as well throw it in, because there, or even not even if you're playing a fighting deck, if you're playing with fighting energy at all, you may as well run Cornerstone. It just puts your opponent in such an like awkward, terrible position. I don't know what their goal here is. Because, oh, okay, they could go Motivate. Move 2 energies onto the Mew. Attach 1 for turn, use Mew. Do they have any energy left? Because there's 7... in their discard pile. Yeah, they don't have any left. Alright, and we have the double turbo there. Unfortunately for us, because they resist, it wouldn't even matter if we brought in like Lycanroc and used Grant and stuff like that. We'll see what else we can find though. This is where we'd love if there was another, like, Boss's Orders or something in our deck. Or even if there was, like, Counter Catcher, that may be something I add in the future. We'll go Demolish. Yeah, because I guess they just didn't have the energy to go Motivate. And it's too late now. Like, if they do it, we just KO them. It's annoying how many cards resist fighting. Especially when it's already a type that's struggling. Like, there's not a lot of, like, good fighting type cards. And especially, like, straight build a deck around. And it doesn't really get that much support. So the fact that a lot of the supporting cards in the game also then resist fighting is really annoying. because you can't pick up like easy KOs. But all right, that's gonna be game number 2. Kind of closing it out here. I have to leave for work, unfortunately, so I can't do a game number 3, and I want to be able to get this video out. It's technically coming out one day later than it should, because the 24th is when I wanted this video to come out, or that's when I was recording it, but I wasn't able to finish it, so I don't want it to go too late. But yeah, so this is going to be just 2 games for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. If you want to try the list out for yourself, it'll be down in the description, as well as a link to the community Discord. Also, I'll make a post about it later, but I'm doing a Q&A video. So anything that you want to know, anything that you want to have in the Q&A, feel free to leave it down in the comments. Just kind of put like a hashtag Q&A so I can find it easier. For the Q&A, it doesn't have to be Pokemon related. It can be any questions that you want to ask or want answers to, or anything you're curious about, whether it's about YouTube, whether it's like about the background stuff, like the analytics, all that kind of stuff, or just personally about me or whatever. Feel free to ask, and I will answer that all in the Q&A video. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I will see you guys all in the next one. Thank you. Bye.